Let's start with your reading, Taurus. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. Make sure to check out the readings for all of your signs. You can actually find the individual playlists for each sign down below in the description box. Now, let's look into your past energy, your current energy, and how it's going to evolve in the future. Okay. The energy at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So right here, what I'm seeing overall is that you find yourself at the end of something. This is maybe the end of a relationship or the end of an experience that you have had for the past few months, even for the past few years. What we see right here is that maybe at times you feel as though you are burdened by something, as if you've had something chasing you. For example, every time that you open up your heart, every time that you take a risk, every time that you get out of your comfort zone, you always end up losing, you always end up making a mistake, or just overall not obtaining what you set your mind to originally. And so you feel like this is almost like a curse, something that happens every single time that you do something. But what we see right here with this Ten of Wands is that this is actually not chasing you, but instead you are carrying it around. You have collected experiences, and right now, every single time you might do or say something which always triggers the same type of outcome. I don't know yet because I have to look into the other cards as well. But so far, I could imagine that this at times can result into self-sabotaging. Overall, thinking that it's not going to work out. Therefore, you know what? You maybe switch to a version of you that it's more cold, that is less emotionally invested, just because you're preparing yourself for this ending right here. So when you have this sort of insecurity, fear, not sure about what to do, it's usually because you are in need of closure. There is something right here in particular that you need to let go, that you need to do in order to let go of the pain and in order to lift this illusion that you'll never find long-lasting happiness, long-lasting love. I know that you cannot see the sun in this card, but is right there in the distance. And it means that it's in your environment. You just need to find a way to see it. And that is going to be very important. Now, look at this. In your past energy, Five of Cups and Ten of Cups. Right here, obviously, we see a time of disappointment. Something that did not turn out as expected for you. You know, when you go through these sort of situations, your self-worth can be impacted by a lot, even if you don't want to, even if you fight it. This is clearly something that might have long-term repercussions on you. And you know what? Also, the Five of Pentacles talks about someone who feels cursed, just like we were saying a few seconds ago. Right here, it's almost like someone else's mistakes are coming back to you, coming to you right now in the present to haunt you, as if whatever this person did in the past is going to be repeated by the people that you have around right now. Obviously, this is a lot to deal with. This requires some clarity, inner clarity, and overall understanding what is important for you and how far you want to go as well. What are the risks that you actually want to take here? regardless of the fears that you might have. Now, this might get worse with the feeling of loneliness, feeling alone at times, spending a lot of time by yourself. You might work remote and then you don't go out because we cannot go in a lot of places. We are social creatures. And every time that we find ourselves in these sort of situations, we immediately start seeing everything, every single situation that we are in a very negative way, because there is something at the base of our foundation that it's missing. But what I see here with the Ten of Cups is that regardless of what has happened in the past, you still know what you want. You're still hoping for someone to share your life with. I feel that you are the type of person that needs to have a family. You like the couple lifestyle. It suits you. You're a loyal sign, a loyal person, and you don't enjoy just dating, going on the apps, going from person to person. That's just not you. And so right here, we clearly see how important still this is for you. In the present energy, though, we see something a little different. With the devil and the Eight of Wands, especially, what I see here is that you might be given into instant validation. The people you're meeting recently, or the ones you're dating, are really not good long term. You might be going from person to person, even if you are single in between people. Even if you spend time by yourself without seeing anyone, mentally and emotionally, you are still going from person to person in a matter of seconds. And it's because right here you're trying to feel less alone, perhaps, and you are looking at the cure without knowing the cause yet, not knowing how the way you feel might not be related to anyone that you have been with in the past. And we'll have to look into it. Why do I say that? Because what I'm sensing right now is that this has a much deeper meaning, and we have to understand what's going on here in order to fix it, and in order to allow you to finally move on and find happiness, find the things that you are looking for. You know, right here, perhaps you are subconsciously surrounding yourself with people who are not going to be good long term. It's almost like you're selecting them and saying, okay, so you are in that case, come here. And not because you want that, but because you are trying to not have high expectations. If you see someone perfect, someone special, then you might start thinking, okay, now this can evolve into us moving in together and then creating a family, going on trips, doing this, doing that. But instead, if you know that the person is already not up for all these things, you know to not expect them. But again, it's not good for you. This devil card right here, it's something that gives you that immediate cure, immediate validation. It makes you feel good at the moment. But after this moment is gone, you feel even worse. And so you understand how you shouldn't pursue that kind of energy. Guardian of Cups or Queen of Cups. Right here, we see that you are in need to forgive. Forgive someone who has hurt you. You might perceive this message as unfair. Why would I forgive someone who did all of that to me? That's not fair. It's not how things should work. And I agree with you. But right here, what I've seen also with the Child of Wands, Page of Wands, is that you're waiting for something. Maybe you're waiting for an apology. There is something right here that someone should definitely tell you and definitely do in order to ask for your forgiveness, but they're not. And so what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and wait for this to happen? Emotionally, of course. You shouldn't. When you forgive, you really let it go. This is not about forgetting. This is about forgiving. And it's hard. Of course it's hard. That's the challenge. That's where the money is at as well. Because once you do it, then you have something completely different coming towards you. When you forgive, you think, you know what, that person did whatever they did because they were going through something or because they have fear. You justify their actions trying to see the world from their point of view. Why would you want to do this? Because while doing that, you are letting go of that burden that you're carrying around. And you have to do this, Taurus. It's time. It doesn't matter what's fair and what's not. That's not the point. It's not fair, okay, but it's keeping you stuck here. Why would you want to be stuck here? When you forgive, you're like, you say, you know what? They did it because of what they were going through, and I forgive them. You know, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And you let it go. You move on. You don't have to go back to them. You just need to forgive. You don't even have to tell them that you forgive them. You just need to feel like you understand and you forgive them without waiting for anything. Now, interesting enough, what we have in the immediate future is the Six of Cups and the World. Right here, I definitely see a reconnection with someone who's actually missing you, Taurus, a lot. There is someone from the past with whom you weren't successful, but who is thinking about you recently more and more. You know, in the sea of this past bad experiences, you've actually met the right person, but you both might have not been ready to receive at the time. Can you think of this might be? Because this is definitely someone who at some point made you feel very special, made you feel very good about life. This is someone who at some point you looked in the eyes and thought, I could easily fall in love with this person. I do sense with the world a connection that it's meant to be almost like soulmates. But the fact with soulmates is that it's not just enough to meet your soulmate. You have to do it at the right time as well. And I do believe that after you forgive, after you let go of a burden, you'll be able to receive this connection once again and take it to a successful place this time. A whole new world, a whole new cycle, able to see everything now. This is a point in your life where you're going to see your journey as it's been up to this point, understanding why certain things have happened, and also being able to see where it's going to go from now. This is a new emotional beginning. So what is this going to be? I want to look into this person coming towards you, trying to understand who they are, what their feelings for you are at the moment, and also what their long-term intentions at this point are. We see what you went through, but why are they coming back right now? What do they want? What do they see for the future of this connection? And what should you expect in the near future from this person? Let's clarify these cards, keep going, and see how your situation is about to evolve. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, Taurus, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a free personal 30-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Taurus. The Hanged One or the Hanged Man is the energy which is bridging us from the current messages to the future messages, to the events that are coming up for you. And what's important with the Hanged Man is waiting, not making any specific decision, any specific move, but waiting for this to come up. Because what we see is that while waiting, you'll be able to see something that perhaps you were not able to see before. Feel something that perhaps you were not able to feel before. And what comes next, it really feels like a new cycle, which you definitely need. You know, the most beautiful thing about this new upcoming cycle is how you have changed. You're not really carrying this baggage, this burden with you anymore. And trust me when I say that life will be completely different from that moment forward. As you might know, the world, the way we perceive it, it happens all in our brain through our senses, through electric signals. That's how the world is shaped inside of our head, inside of our minds. And so, right here, because of something that you've let go, you'll be able to interpret this upcoming events, this person, this connection that comes back in a different and powerful way. So, first of all, let's look into this person, see who they might be, their feelings, intentions for the future, why they're coming back now. Let's start with this and then we'll see how it's going to evolve. Let's clarify the Six of Cups and the World. There it goes. Okay. All right. So, obviously, there is something that this person wants to tell you, and they have been wanting to tell you this for actually a long time now without you knowing. Right here, what we're seeing